Hey, everybody. Hey, DoughBoy. Hey, Kurt. Hey, Perrin. Hey, Fabio. Hey, Duck. And everybody else in chat. Thankfully, we're not like DoughBoy and we wouldn't have a countdown timer right now telling you that, oh, yippee, you get to wait even longer. So, where are we at? Well, let's see. Got a blue house. Got a convertible. Let's take it for a little ride. See if we can't figure out. We got pretty nice rims on this thing. So this, I'll give you a hint. This is a new map that is a work in progress by a map author, which turns out I've done a couple video series on, and actually one of the maps that that he also did, I almost did a video series on, but poor old Rubber Burner ended up doing a video series on it, and as a result, well, I just skipped by that one. So let's take a look. So here we are on Emerald Coast by CCS 101. Now here's the PDA. Got a really awesome train up here at the top. We're going to go take a look at here in a little bit. And we've got, what, 24 fields. I'll be honest, I've been on the map for like, I don't know, 4 minutes. So I really haven't explored it too terrible much. But I do know a couple things. First off, let's take a look at our equipment. I've basically done nothing other than start up. So this is all exactly how the starting equipment is currently. If you happen to have the DLCs, there is one pack, one item from each official Giants DLC in the map as starting equipment. So you get the, as you can see, we got the Platinum Edition convertible from the Platinum Edition. Get the Big Bud 450 from the Big Bud pack. We get the Coon Square Bale Wrapper from the Coon pack. And we get, with the Ropa pack, which I do not own, you get the Keeler, I think that's a, is a Keeler the Potato Harvester? You get that. So also, it is suggested that if you need to load the Sandusk auger, because that is part of the default starting equipment. And for some reason it's not showing up here, even though I do have it in the mod list. You also get the Cote Universal trailer also as starting equipment. Not really sure why it's not showing up there. It is soon. That's about all I know, really. In fact, I got the map this morning. And there you go, Duck. Thanks. It's a potato harvester. So I got the map this morning, and this is quite literally, in about 10 minutes will be the longest that I've been on the map so far. So there's our Big Bud tractors. There's our pickup truck. So I'm literally, this is the very first time I've been in here exploring. I fired it up without season so that we could take a look at things. And we're going to be kind of doing some testing on the map. I expect, I would anticipate, you know, based on how testing progress goes, what is it? It is April 10th. My guess would be sometime in May, depending on how testing goes and how much stuff needs to be tweaked. Hey, Rockhound. Hey, Craig. So we got our fuel trailer there. Look at this silo system. This is a heck of a silo. At least I think it's a silo. Let's get our HUDs back up. But I know we got the main drag here. So Emerald Coast is modeled after Florida. There's a certain part of Florida which I have to say I am a little geographically challenged to know exactly where it is, but there is a portion of Florida which has been named the Emerald Coast, and that's where this map is basically loosely approximated on. Well, let's take a look at, see what our silo capacity is. I don't even know what that is. Uh-oh, we got traffic. 471,000 liters. So what CCS 101 typically does is he takes the, we've got animated horses, is he takes the measurements of the bins and calculates out what should be the actual capacity of those bins, and that is then the capacity that he puts in. Let's move over here and let these guys pass. So most, if not all, of the sell points and other areas like the shop and the animal dealer, they have doors on timers. So here we've got a liquid fertilizer fill point. It's like the fill point on Midtown. Oh, look at that. Big old grass field. I'm sure Duck Zorly's already mowing that grass field. Hey, British farmer. Go ahead and check this on out here. Hey, I'm going to need to turn off this engine start thing. It's annoying. Started this one on normal mode. There we go. Somehow I knew Duck Zorly would be mowing that grass field already. We've got a pretty nice farmhouse here. Our chickens. And not really sure where the eggs spawn, but looky here, there's not a lot of grass going on, so it shouldn't be too hard to find these ones. We even got ourselves a little, I guess that's, I don't know if that's supposed to be a little pool or a little hot tub. It's a pool, it's awful little. Some more of our starting equipment. Like I said, you're supposed to, if you put in the Cote Universal pack, you're supposed to have the fuel trailer because there is a compost master on the map. But like I said, I don't see it in the list of starting equipment. But I didn't look at the default vehicles too terrible detailed to see if maybe it's owned by the compost factory or something, and therefore I wouldn't see it in the starting equipment. So this is the cow farm. And here are some fermentation silos, and these are pretty cool the way they're set up. We got the little backhoe augers here to dump into, and then they auger up or belt up into this blower, which then obviously blows it up to the top. And the blower is hooked up to a generator, the PTO here, and then you've got your information board right there. That is pretty cool the way that is set up. This is CCS 101, the Joker. And then here is the triggers out. So they don't look like they're too terrible high. So I think what you're going to need to do is roll in here with that, possibly with that Sandusk auger, or a really low trailer. to fill out of those. I was so excited to get in here, and I was a little late because I was over planting on our on the Italian map that I'm doing, and I forgot to basically launch this game and give myself some money. I guess I could borrow some money for this. It's like my normal videos. Wait till I get to the train. The train is pretty awesome, although it's kind of out of the way. You're not really going to run across it unless you're way up there doing forestry. So let me show you that. So all of this is forest. It's going to take you a while to clear cut that. I think CCS 101 told me that there's 12,000 trees planted in there. So I told him I was joking. I was like, I'm going to need to go look for floaters. And he's like, well, the only way to do that is cut them all down. He's like, there's 12,000 trees. So it's quite a bit. But there is a fair, this is all grass up in here. Hey, Darren, what's up? This is a 2X map. Pretty sure. Got the cow shed. Go ahead and buy us a little bit of cows, just see where they animate, walk around. Well, there. Got ourselves slurry. It's like the grass trough. And let's see if we can't find the water trough. I think the water trough might just have itself a little secret. What is that? Here. We got two. Pretty cool. They both turn on? No? Sweet. So we do have the water trough add-on. Already in here, ready to rock and roll. Nice water tank right next here to and pipe down there. That's pretty cool. All right. Work. Cool. Here's another trough. Man, these cows have quite the area. It's whatever part of Florida is affectionately known as the Emerald Coast. I guess it obviously on the coast area. Jump in our sheep. Where's the sheep at? Oh, here is a sheep. Okay. This was another. Oh wait, I know why there's two water troughs. The sheep and the cows are in the same area. Look at that. So one of these water troughs is for the sheep, one of them is for the cows. So let's see here, which one? Not that one. Oh, I guess I need to buy more sheep before it, I think it fills up for 15 animals, and I didn't buy 15 animals. That's the first time I've seen cohabiting nav meshes for different animals. I don't think I've ever noticed a map that has had two animals basically in the same area. We're gonna get in. We're gonna fire this map up with seasons at some point. I didn't want to do the first stream with seasons. Wanted to kind of show off the you know, the full I guess the summer beauty of the map. I know we got some pretty fast traffic, so we better hurry it up. That's another entrance into the cow barn. This, I think I saw a chicken icon here. See an egg? Yep. Egg buy point. Here's your fuel. And something that we're going to do here in a little bit is we're going to jump around to all the hotspots and just make sure all the hotspots are able to be tabbed or jumped into. All right, so Western Florida. Let's drive up this way. I want to show you guys the really cool train. I have to say, if you thought the train was cool on Midtown, let's make sure that we're not going to get annihilated. Go across the road here. If you thought the train on Midtown was pretty cool, I can have to tell you that the train here is even cooler. Jump in. Got ourselves a little bit a little trailer park here. I noticed this this morning when I came in. Got a trailer park that's kind of jacked up on blocks. Pretty neat. If Rockhound's still in, I got a sign for him. I don't know if he's got this sign or not for his map. It says, trespassers will be shot. Survivors will be shot again. I really wish there was a nice old truck like this that was usable. Here we are into grass field, and this field can be fertilized as best as I understand it. A really cool kind of rusty up old shelter here. And here is the it's kind of the hidden railroad track. Let's go over here and see if we can't catch the train. Got this really cool barbed wire going on. Hear it. Oh, there it is. There's the train. Here goes some harvesters. There's some tractors. Nice car selection there with some graffiti. And there it goes. Sorry, I got a thing for trains. Now, it's not quite as long as the abandoned forest train, but it's this one doesn't glow in the dark. The abandoned forest train is a little spooky because it's a little bit like it's haunted. It glows in the dark, but Got quite the long fence line here. Oh, and we can't. I bet you this has collisions on it. We can't get out, can we? Oh no. We have indestructible barbed wire. Okay, looks like there's a fence up here, or a gate up here. Well, we got a different sound on these gates. Let's take a listen. All right, let's listen to this gate. We turn it up some. Go over here and turn the engine off. All right, listen to this gate. This gate sounds totally different. You hear that creaking versus this gate over here? It's really quiet. That sound is a typical. That's kind of a typical gate sound that I'm used to hearing on a map. But this one over here. Listen to this. That is pretty neat. I don't know. I don't know if no, stay open. I don't know if I've ever heard basically the sounds on the gates be different. Typically, I've heard them you know, be the same from gate to gate. All right, let's go over here and check out this sell point here to the left. Like I said, they're on a timer, so they, well, I think it's 8 o'clock. They're probably open now. Yep, the gates just opened up. Here we have a sell point for logs. This is kind of like Churn Farms. This is probably our bale sell point. And then, yep, our wood chip point. There's no trigger markers there, but it's for our wood chips. Let's see, gate to get out. And let's head on down the road here. I don't know which road this is to emulate. Let's see, need to figure out how to get down there to the pigs. Alright, maybe that's how we get down to the pigs. Creaky gates. And then just like Midtown, we've got Century 21 Realtors doing our for sale signs, and we're gonna do some missions here later. Like I said, we're just going to randomly do things, check out and make sure things are working. this is... I'll have to look. I think this might be a wood chip. I'm gonna have to bring a tractor or a trailer down here and check. I think that may be wood chip storage. There's that shed that I can never remember the name on. And let's go ahead and drive on in here into the woods. And this is a one dense forest. You're seriously going to have some fun trying to deforest this part of the map. That's it. That's it, Rockhound. Thanks for reminding me. I don't think I'm ever going to remember. So let's just take a stroll through this forest here. And look at this. Man, this is some serious dense forest. Imagine walking through here in the middle of the night. You're gonna get lost. Some high weeds on up in here. You know what? We got a tractor here and a trailer. Let's go ahead and... oh, look. We got the Steyr Forestry Edition. Let's go ahead and see if that is wood chips or not. Kind of a generator back here with a propane tank. That's pretty cool. No doubt that I was talking about the other day. That building from Kleinhau, it's a little fun. It's a little freaky. Just look at how dense those trees are. As far as you can see, there are cuttable trees. That's going to be Duck Zorly's task on testing the map, is making sure all of these trees are cuttable. Beastie Boy Gaming, I'm not sure. I don't know. I do know that there are a fair amount of added scripts to the map, so I don't think it's going to be I don't think it's going to happen. But in fact, let's talk a little bit about one of the really cool aspects of this map, and I need to find a good place to demonstrate it. This map has the latest innovation, and that is dynamic mud. So if you've played or seen Churn Farms or Midtown, you know that the mud can be quite can be quite burdensome at some points because it's fairly deep, and sometimes it's quite a burden to try to navigate. Right, those are wood chips. So that is wood chip storage here. That's the only thing it holds, is because it's not prompting us, asking us what we want to pull out of it. We need to go the other direction. Zoom in here. We need to go down there. We need to come here. And oh, there's the road to the pig farm. All right, well, we're going to jump down to there. We're not going to drive there necessarily. So dynamic mud. What that means is, if it with seasons, we're probably not going to see it so much when we're in here without seasons. But what it means with seasons is that seasons has some aspects of ground moisture programmed into it, and the moister, the more moist the ground is, the more mud that you will have on the map. The drier the ground is, the less mud you'll have. So in theory, you could be driving through a portion that has mud on it, and you'll have just a little bit of mud. Not a lot going on, because if it hasn't rained for a while. But then if you have a pretty good rainstorm, then you may end up having a whole lot of mud, to the point where it's almost impassable. This is kind of a... This is the minus the convertible. This is basically the map preview screen right here. This is pretty neat. When this cell point is closed, these bollards are up, making the access impassable. Since they're open, it is they're down. Talk about a major grain cell point. There's your dump grade, I guess. Is this a cell point or is this storage? Oh, I guess this is a cell point. Let's check. South Granary A and Granary B. Granary A takes sunflowers and soybeans. Granary B takes everything else. Now, this map does have sugarcane. Okay, so there's grain dump A, B. Alright. That makes sense. Do have a wondering if this let's buy something. Don't have the money for that. Okay. That's what I thought. So the yard across the way from the shop is where your vehicles are delivered. They're bollards again. And take a look at this shop area. I mean, this has got quite the setup here with John Deere equipment out front and in the building. Ooh, look at that. Ford tractor in here. Some New Hollands in here. Some balers. There's your shop trigger. Let's just hit that and magically teleport it over here to the waiting area. I wanted to check that because in the Churn Farm, in the early release of Churn Farm that I had, or not early release, but in one of the releases that I had, if you'd come up to the shop and you'd hit the shop trigger, you would land inside the building. That order your bulk seed fertilizer and pig food pellets here. That kind of explains why you buy pallets of seed and fertilizer at the equipment store. Around back, you've got your sales and repair triggers, customized triggers. It's quite the setup back here. Ford round baler. Alright, we're going to ditch our convertible. And go with something else. So it looks like there's no gate on where your vehicles spawn. So looks like you will be able to buy equipment even when things are closed. So this is it's just fuel, kind of off the beaten path. And this is probably set up just like Midtown. I don't know for sure. Bet you these doors open and close at night. One of the most recent versions of Midtown has this building where the doors open and close at midnight. So, no triggers there. So we've got seed and fertilizer over here. Bulk seed and fertilizer. My guess is that is bulk fertilizer. There is a trigger there. Check out these old rundown sprayers or spreaders. And if we come around back here, let's check. There is a trigger there, so I'm guessing this is our liquid fertilizer bulk fill point. And yes, let's go ahead and do this. Go ahead and check this out. Yeah, Beastie Boy Gaming. The problem with that is licensing. Obviously, Farm Sim doesn't have a license for Dodge, so getting something like this on console would require that. Let's see how much this is going to cost. So I got 3,800 liters of fertilizer, and it only cost me $3,600. So that is a pretty darn good bulk rate. Now let's see if I can, let's see, let's dump this here. Come and get that later. Oh, this is tight. Let's see if this is bulk seed. So at 3,800 liters of seed, and it only cost me $2,795. So check that out. That is that's where you're going to be able to get bulk seed and fertilizer for pretty darn cheap. I suspect this map will just be for PC. Now I can't speak for the map author, but the problem is that there's lots of extra scripts in here that just probably won't work with console. For example, mud. We do have mud in here. I haven't found it yet, but then again, we probably are dry. I'll have to bring out the rain. I'll have to make it rain in order to get it to show up. This is probably a sell point for, yep, root crops. Potato sales, sugar beet sales, and sugar cane sales. So this is our root crops. And this is kind of like, well, Churn had this, and Midtown had this also. This is kind of a signature thing for CCS 101. Is we've got an animated potato auger. It's cleaning the potatoes, I guess. There's the dirt. And then it comes in here to, I guess, a size separator. Or it's just being separated into different crates. It's potatoes. Sugar cane's over here. There's your sugar cane. And here's your sugar beets. Always extra stuff just sitting around here to give the location a little bit of character. All right. Oh, that. So we have built-in round hay bale storage and square hay bale storage. So you can bring your bales down here and store them. This is the ever wonderful GTX LS Mod bale storage buildings. You don't know how these work. You bring your bales up here to just about this area, and they magically disappear into the building and stack. You walk up here, you hit R, pick the amount of bales that you want to output with a 372 bale capacity, and they will spawn over here, and then you just come over here and pick them up. Here we have our animal dealer. And this particular gate is on a timer. When I was exploring the map this morning, this gate was locked up and I couldn't get in it. But it opens up at the appropriate time. Where we come and get our animals. Go ahead and have some pigs down there when we finally get down there. I think this trailer is usable. Let's go ahead and hook up and see what happens. Yep. Go ahead and use the trailer. More bollards. Look at those doors. How do we open those? What's this? Oh, look at that. And now I can go across it. So I couldn't drive across that when it was closed. Take a look. Look at that. There's a collision dropping down. And now watch. I get stuck. Let's take this truck. And let's try to drive over it. Oh, we run into something. Let's check this out. Let's activate our doors again. And look at the trigger. Or the collision is rising up in the air. And now we can just drive over it. That is so cool. That was compost sales. Then here we have our wool sell point. Kind of a side street here with residentials. That is pretty typical. And another CCS token classic structure, the Dollar General, with Coke, Pepsi, and Monster Energy drink machines. Too bad you just can't come up here and pop one in there. Oh, this is where we supposedly are going to be able to find Eustace. Southern Buffet. Another sell point for our chickens. And I don't know what these guys are going to be doing. These guys probably never cook, living right here behind the buffet. Either that or they never go to the buffet because they're so close to it. When I saw a picture of this posted in Discord, this looks remarkably like a buffet restaurant that's actually in our area, or in my area. Got kind of a empty lot there. Oh, I wonder what that is back there. Oh, I think I know what that is. I remember. That's the milk sell point, because I remember thinking, man, I would not want to buy milk that came out of there. Go check that out, but we need to check out this little residential street. Building his house. Living in a little camper. I never understood. Oh, we got some blank. We've got some empty lots here. Check this out. This is really cool. So we got well manicured grass over here. And the empty lot is just tall weeds, grass, wildflowers. Really cool. So I never understood. We've got, we're down here in Florida. We got hurricane hazards and everything, and we've got ourselves trailers. It's gotta be living on the edge. Does this work? We've got a Century 21. We can't buy it. But, you know, it'd be super cool is if we could come up here and buy this, and all the grass would go away, and it would be like a little plot that we could put a building or something down in. That'd be cool. And here we got the... Oh, look, we even got the realtor right here. This reminds me of Rafflin Island, where you have to go to the realtor shop on the mainland to buy the fields. But I think it's just this is just a deco building. Community center. This is just again more decoration, more just give the map a life, give the map some feel. That. A boat landing. All we need is a. I could buy it. We could bring the ferry mod in and drop the ferry in here. Probably wouldn't work. You would probably just probably wouldn't work. That would be pretty fun. That we got the ramp and everything. That is pretty cool. Oh, that's what that big brown circle is. That's the water. Okay. That's the edge of the map. Let's see if we can't drive around the edge here to get to that pigs. Alright, there we go. Here we are, the pigs. Wiggly wigglies. Customized trigger. This is probably a silo. Yep. There's a little trigger on top. So this is a little storage silo. Your sand dusk in order to fill out of there. You'll need something like a like the backhoe auger or something else to fill in there. Let's just check. Is this maybe a pig food silo that you buy pig food out of? I don't know. Let's lower this down and steer it. Pipe out. Is that? black like sunflowers or canola. Sure what that was. Their potato harvesting equipment. Fuel. Obviously we can dump root crops in here. Make sure you tell CCS that maybe that's not intended. And here is our water trough. Where went our water trough? We'll have to at some point figure out where the straw triggers and all that are. Let's experiment. Let's bring the rain. Let's go back in here. Whoops. Here comes the rain. So if you look here, we're not getting any mud. Oh, look. Now we got mud going on. That was quick. You saw we pulled in here and it was dry. No problem whatsoever. Now we got ourselves some mud. That there is dynamic mud. We have talked about having mud that goes away when it's not been raining and comes back when it does rain. And it's happening. Yeah.
Now the dynamic mud, can you just install the mod or do you have to have it installed directly on the map?
It's a script in the map because you got to tell the mud where it is. So you have to paint it somehow.
Oh. I wonder if Oakfield has it.
My understanding is this is the first map to get dynamic mud.
Okay. Was my question. I couldn't type that out.
Here is our compost master. And
okay, I'm going back up here.
Just like any other compost master, we take waste products, which can include, but are not limited to, potatoes, sugar beets, silage, manure, straw, hay, grass, and I don't know, you might be able to even put sugar cane in here. You put diesel fuel in here. And like I said, I don't know why I don't have the Cote pack showing up. And then you'll get your compost. Will pile up over here. The same compost master that's in Midtown. So Duck says that Oakfield doesn't have mud. Probably because it's console compatible. So here is the road that we should have taken to get out of or to get over here to the pig farm. You know what's funny? This is the very gate that I was. No, it's not. This isn't the gate down there, right? Yeah, this isn't the gate I was playing with. Hearing the different sounds. Alright, is that it? Let's see here. That it. That. Alright, that's what we left there. So we start boning fields 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right? You're in a wet... No, we shouldn't be in wet crop anymore. We should be able to actually do some field work. Right? Oh, no, wrong way. It's field 20. Is that field 23? Let's see how big this thing is. Then we're going to go do some field work. Really curious how big this ginormous field is. Oh, wait, where is the... That's where we're... 30 hectares, $2.4 million. 4.47, $362,000. And I said I was going to jump around the hotspots just to make sure they didn't teleport me into anything strange. Before we get into field work, that's what we're going to do. You notice we've got the power poles, the power lines, and we've even got the little feeders coming down and then branching off, running into the where am I stuck on the fence? Running into the farm. Got a little transformer on that one. So it's little details like that that you don't really pick up on unless you are really just looking around and noticing the kind of the intricacies. It's a building we can open. All right, let's check all of these hotspots and just make sure that we can jump to them. Good. Because sometimes you have a map where you jump to a hotspot and you appear like buried underneath stuff. Good. Fuel stations are typically really nasty to jump into because you may end up jumping into a pump. I was looking at Duck's posting these gas prices. I wish I was paying this for gas. Gas is up like $2.45 for me just a little bit ago. Shop. Okay. Bale sell point. Let's hope I don't warp into the grinders. Oh, here's a different bale. We didn't even see this one. Even that. This is like the building from Sosnoska. 289. Dang it. That is a lot. Well, that's per gallon. We were having a discussion with, I think, Bullet Bill the other day, where we were talking about fuel, and he was giving prices per liter for his area of the UK, and it was like the equivalent of like $4 a gallon or something here. So, what's that? shippers. Okay. It's good. This is something I failed to do on Darren's map when we were testing it. And I kind of regretted not doing that. Right. Cow or pigs. Okay. Now, if the pigs would waller in the mud, that would be pretty cool. Let's see here. Here's an egg. An egg. Egg. Now, let's see here. Trying to figure out where the restaurant sell eggs. Sheep. Okay. Cows. Okay. Sawmill. Good. Oh, we're stuck. Oh, get out of here quick. We're grinding. Our legs are being ground up into little bitsy pieces. Oh, thank you. Alright, do not warp into the bale point. You might get your legs ground off. Ah, it's better. Right? See if we can't find ourselves a harvester. That's it. Over here. Hey, Kurt, thanks for the, yes, it is. CCS did a really awesome job on the map. What do we got here? What do we got that's ready to harvest? Field 2. Do we have sugarcane that starts? Thank goodness we don't have any sugarcane growing on the map. Is that wheat? Is wheat. Okay. So wheat's a good crop that I like to put down when I'm looking at or when I'm testing something, because wheat has the added, oh man, you can't see anything. Wheat has the added benefit of putting down a straw swath, and that can tell you if you've got a problem like with a what is it? What is it called when you can't tip, or like when the straw doesn't show up? Man, that's one tough building to get out of. Oh my goodness. Alright, where's field 2? Tip collision, there you go. Thanks, Darren. I know Grizzly Bear Sims ran into some tip collision issues on I guess a pre-release version of Midtown. So it's something good to check. Hey, Farmer Boy Dylan, what's up? What the heck happened there? Oh. How did that shut? Alright, well, they're completely across the road. Oh, you little booger. They're completely across the road from each other. I don't know how that one gate would have would have gotten open. We're just gonna bully our way through. There we go. That was fun. Yeah, each side's independent, but somehow I ended up closing. Look, we've completely broken traffic. There we go. So we do have chopped straw. Let's go ahead and switch that. We do have chopped straw on the map. And I'm pretty sure we got multi-terrain angle. And of course I've hit F5, so now I can't see my lines. Alright, there we go. So this map will have a custom geo specific for the Florida region. Right now, it's working on a. We're killing all our grass. Right now, it's working on a. The custom geo isn't fully complete. So that is still in progress. For my testing, I'm going to use the southeast geo, which is probably supposed to be used, or really more models weather a little bit further north. Maybe it probably models better with Tennessee or Virginia weather. Well, no problem there, Anders. It's always important that to help guys out, and you know, when SimStation or Flatlander, same person, just different names, when he put the updated version over at FSUK, I'm sure there's lots of folks that don't realize it, and you know, it's good to get the word out. Let's go ahead and go this direction. Longer. Oh, turn that back on. Lock it in. All right. You're doing Southwest also? I thought you'd whip out the Aussie Geo just for funsies. Someone had made a funny suggestion today to do the South American geo on a northern-based map, and I thought that would be pretty hilarious to use the Paraguay geo on abandoned forest. Yeah, that would be pretty fun too. Except you wouldn't be able to grow sugarcane because those geos prohibit it. But you know what? I might actually like the Estancia map without having to worry about sugarcane. All right, see you later, Darren. Thanks for coming by. Hope you guys are enjoying the map. So let's get this up and let's get a little cheater action going on here. Then we don't have to worry about things. We can just sit around and have fun. Alright, check you later, Kurt. Thanks for coming out. Yes, it is. And the next stream I'll do, I will be firing up seasons. I just wanted to do the first stream, kind of the premiere stream, to show off. Oh, we're going to need to back that up. Need to make that a little bigger. I wanted to do the first stream with without seasons, just to show off things so they're not all blah and dreary. Yeah, a map that's all blah and dreary really doesn't look too good. Now I really like this. This kind of looks a. Take a look at this grass. So we've got the change in grass colors that was, I guess, really a big innovation with Midtown. Or not Midtown, but with West Coast. But this grass overall just looks a lot different. It's very photorealistic. Not a grass texture that I've necessarily seen too often. I know on Midtown he used the Forgotten Plants textures. That may be what's also here. Well, it's the grass right there. As you see, I was destroying it. So with crop destruction, so we should be able to mow it. Duck Zorly's been mowing some field on this map. He's got himself an advanced copy also to help with the testing. All right, Whittle this side over here. We are obviously in a very flat area. Florida is like a plate for the most part. See all the way across the map. We have the wonderful sky from, I don't know if this is the dynamic sky or what this sky is, but this is the, got the moon. So this is the, I think it's the same skybox from West Coast and Oakfield and the Frontier Designs maps, starter maps. Hire that helper. And what should we pick? This one. Let's go find a tipper. Oh, check this out. Oh, here we go. Uh-oh. Close that door. Really? Alright, where did we have a trailer? Do we have a trailer in here? I know Duck would prefer that this map not have any trees, and that whole big... Well, that's why you gotta test the forest. If you cut all those trees down and plow it up, you can put grass there. Got an overloader wagon. Let's use that. Again, everything in here except the pickup, the Dodge, is base equipment. Next time in, we'll play with some other stuff. Oh yeah, this is where our car was. Map of Florida. I know what that is. Whoa, let's back up. I close those gates. Let's get them up. Byron, this is probably going to be a PC only map. Mostly because there are several extra scripts embedded in the map. Back there, the bale storage buildings are built in. Now I think they may be console friendly. Can't remember. But we also have like a compost master. We've got dynamic mud. Also. But I wouldn't rule it out, but I would say that it probably isn't. Now these weeds here, All of these will be dead and brown in winter and spring. And all of this here along the roadside will be dead and brown during spring and winter. Let's see if we can't find a tipper. There is a big... He was over at the pig farm. Where are you at? Alright, let's run over here to the pig farm and get that big Joskin trailer. Then we'll bring it over here so we can run around and sell some wheat. Oh. Didn't even see this one. Here we've got a silo. This has got a fill trigger at the top, and you just need to put your sandusк auger down here to fill from this. Oh, there's another bin over there I didn't see. There's a JCB. I saw that in the selection screen. I don't think we own that. I think that's that might be property of the compost folks. There's the Joskin trailer. Now, let's head on back up there. Like we got a little bit of time before our harvester fills up. Hey Rob, what's up? Oh my gosh. Anders, that is something I don't have a clue about. But I know some people who know some people who make maps, and I bet you I can get somebody to do that for you. He's probably be more than glad to. We're just gonna floor it and see what happens. Oh no, bad things happen. Bad things happen. Don't you honk at me? You're the one that came out of nowhere. So I'm gonna have it. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna ask Rockhound if he can't do that for us. Paint different foliage and other terrain modeling, like elevation stuff, like hills and valleys, and you know what? Darren, he left, but I have no idea how he did it. But he made a mine, an underground mine, in Willow Farms. It is absolutely spectacular. I didn't think you could actually kind of bore into a side of the terrain. What are you doing here? Sitting in the middle of the road? Very interesting. They're just sitting there in the middle of the road. I'm very bad with trying to do elevations and terrain stuff, mostly because I have no vision as to what it should look like, or what even is an option for it to look like. Let me take that. I want to take your comment, Anders, and shoot him a message in Discord. Let's do that right quick. And, you know, something that's rather ironic is he was just asking me about a little bit ago, apparently. I didn't even see it. He wants to know if I can smooth out a field for him on a multiplayer project that we're trying to kick off. That's pretty funny. I can probably figure out how to smooth something. Maybe. But I'm pretty sure I don't know near enough of it to give you any information that's not just not accurate, or that is accurate, but is actually correct. What we're going to do is we're going to fill this trailer up with what we've got in the overloader. And then we're going to go around and sell some little bits here, little bits there, and basically sell wheat to every location that will buy it. just to make sure that it accepts it. First thing we're going to do is we're going to run across the street and dump this in the silo and pull it right back out. That way we can check the particle animations. I think that's what it's called. This is one fancy silo system. Double-decker dryer thing there. Oh my gosh, look at that capacity. 1,925,400 liters. This silo accepts all the standard crops. It does not take sugar beets, potatoes, or sugarcane. And let's make sure it's showing up in the escape menu. I've got 6,000 liters of wheat somewhere. Alright. Who buys wheat? Well, just Deep South Granary. Okay. Let's go. Let's put a little bit in here just to make sure that it's registering. Yep. It's counting up. So we're good to go there. Let's go sell this at the Deep South Granary. Just making sure that they will buy our crops. Hopefully we can get up to speed and we won't get annihilated by traffic. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, okay. Okay. Note. Check traffic speed. Figure out why some vehicles just seem to be stopped in the middle of the road. And maybe extend the collision box out a little bit. Just some suggestions, right? Alright, so where is B? Well, that's why we do this testing, to so that we don't get that stuff figured out before it gets hit. Hey, Delta, what's up? Hey, when are we going to do bale hockey? Spectre's got his server all ready to rock and roll for bale hockey. We can do teams of 3 or 4. And we're getting money. Sweet deal. Got a pretty cool exit here. 2 weeks on a weekend. The wife's going to be away at training. I'm going to have the kids by myself. So it's going to make it hard to commit me during the day. Youngest one's now too old to take a nap. So oh, he is. You know, when you're that young, you have more energy than you can ever muster to get rid of. He's been known to just run circles around you in the kitchen just because you're standing there. Right. We're not actually going to bale with this tractor. We're just going to run this up to the field. That's right. They're not babies anymore. They're big boys. What's funny is he will nap at play school, or at least that's what we call preschool, play school. He'll nap there without any issue whatsoever. But darned it, he is not, under any circumstance, going to take a nap at home. I'm using MR on Rafflin right now. MR. Am I doing MR or anything else right now? No, that's the only field that, or that's the only map I'm doing an MR on at the moment. Is Rafflin. Which I have to say I am enjoying quite a lot. I'm not using MR on this, no. Although it shouldn't be too terrible hard because it's almost all flat. Or it is all flat. Yeah, I wish MR would be a little bit more user-friendly from the standpoint of either you know, getting mods that will work or work correctly with it. You know, there's the data bank. And, you know, to some degree, the mod is only as good, or the conversion is only good as the person that put the effort into it. And, you know, if you didn't get a decent MR conversion, then, you know, you can run into problems. You can really ruin ruin the MR experience for somebody that's not used to playing with MR if they would go and grab something that that just isn't well converted. Or then sometimes you can get some pretty weird interactions with respect to using something that is MR with something that is not MR. Delta Bravo there, he had some interesting actions going on when he was using a truck that was not MR'd, and then he was trying to use a slurry tanker that was. And let's just say that he rolled the poor truck and slurry tanker multiple times in the same stream because the slurry tanker weighed a several tons. Go. What else? Do we have any other crops that we own? And no other fields that we own that are ready for harvest. Gonna park this here out of the way. Gonna park this over here out of the way. All right. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the preview of the still work in progress Emerald Coast map by CCS 101. There's obviously still a little bit of work to do with respect to traffic and a couple other things that we picked up on. I think we need to look at those door triggers in that one shed, because when I went and opened the hydraulic lift door, for some reason it closed the other door that was clear on the other side of the shed. I think we should probably look at that a little bit. We're going to need to play a lot more on the map to see if we uncover any other little idiosyncrasies. But so we're going to be streaming our play and our testing on this from time to time. So I hope I see you all then when we do that. We're also getting ramped up for a multiplayer series using the multiplayer tablet mod. We're going to be doing. We were going to do it on Clover Creek, but we ran into some pretty big problems on Clover Creek. Namely, we were getting all kinds of nasty Lua errors related to pedestrians, which didn't even exist on the map, and animated animals, and several other things. I really couldn't figure out where those errors were coming from. Then I discovered that for some reason in multiplayer I couldn't activate door triggers, but I could activate the same door triggers in single player without any issue whatsoever. And then the fermentation silos. The F1 menu never really showed, never really popped up in multiplayer, but it worked just fine in single player. So basically, we canned that project with Clover Creek, and we're looking to whip out a new map, Germantown. It's been out for quite a while over at FSUK, and we're going to try that basically with the same principle. There's at least 8 or so potential locations where you could have a farm on Germantown. It is a 4X map, so we're going to do that one. And we're looking to start that up next Sunday. We're not going to stream from that every day. We're just going to stream from that every couple days. We also have our economy gameplay over on the Italia map that we're going to continue on. In fact, something weird happened with the server. I streamed that map just Sunday night. And if you recall, if you watched that stream, you recall we were putting down sunflowers. We were seeding sunflowers. But earlier this evening, I was in there planting corn. And I discovered for my own that all the sunflowers we planted the other day are gone. We're going to have to replant those sunflowers. Not sure what happened. I think it's because we shut the server down the other day to throw a couple mods in, and it's quite possible that they don't have autosave running. So I'll need to remember tomorrow to check that out and ask them. Delta Bro, you're talking about Germantown? They are not all taken. If you're interested, it's a Seasons mod. Yeah. If you're talking about sunflowers, yeah, I planted them on Sunday. And then today when I jump in there, they just show cultivated. If you're interested in Germantown, I can add you to the group. The plan is to do 21-day seasons. And what that does is it puts the transition happening every Sunday. So every Sunday will be a new transition. No, it wasn't too cold. It was 7 degrees. Or actually, it was 9 degrees Celsius, and sunflowers only need 7. And it was still back to the cultivated texture. You know, if you plant too early, you would still see the planted texture, but it would just maybe come up withered, or if it was still within the planting range, it would just, you know, it would just say planted. Yeah, it's no big deal. It only took me only took me about an hour to plant those. And well, Maddie's going to be upset if he watches the next stream I do on that map, because I had a little Voltra in something, and I was using that, and I had asked him to throw in the Fendt. I thought they were going to throw in the Fendt 800, but they threw in the Fendt 900. So today I went and I sold the Voltra and I bought the Fendt. It's obviously a much bigger tractor, more horsepower, and as such is able to was able to get around the field a little bit better. So I'll probably jump in there tomorrow if I get a chance. Actually, I probably won't get a chance because our kid's got to play some ball game tomorrow. I'll jump in there in the next couple days and see if I can hammer them out real quick. So I'll add you to the group Delta before I go to bed. Just look for a new channel in my Discord called Multiplayer. The server info is in the pinned. You can jump in, download the mods, jump in the server, check it out. It's Germantown. It's over at FS UK if you want to just get it yourself. Also pinned is a PDA snippet with some stars marked on the map. The stars are where most of the farms are located. And we've just been basically marking off territory. So anything that's not marked off should be available. So like I said, guys, I want to thank you for coming out and watching. This is Emerald Coast from CCS 101. And look for it soon. Hashtag soon. Not sure how soon. Most of it is going to depend on our testing. And what gets uncovered as far as issues. There, British Farmer is helping you out a little bit. So until next time, guys, happy farming.